Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video you're going to be learning how to make this lovely bubu dress. Okay, these bubu have been trending recently. If this sounds like what you're interested in, please keep on watching. So this is the fabric I made use of. This is an Ankara fabric and I have 4 yards of fabric right here. Okay, so we all know that the length of Ankara is always 45 inches, and if I am to make use of the length, it's not going to be enough for the gown length I am making. So I'm making a gown length of 58 inches. What I'm going to do is to fold the fabric together. Okay, I'm just going to fold the wideness or the width together, that's the whole 4 yards together, into 2, and I'm going to arrange it properly. So that is exactly what I have done here. Okay, after folding it into 2, I went ahead to fold it into 4 again. Hope that is clear. The next thing I'm going to do is to roll out a line at this top, which is going to serve as my shoulder line. So after rolling out a line at this top, I'm going to go ahead to mark out half of my shoulder measurement. Mine is 7.5 inches. And next I'm going to be marking out my sleeve extension. Remember, this is a cut together sleeve, so for my sleeve extension I'm going to be marking out about 13 inches. So that is how long I want my sleeve to be. So after marking out that, I'm going to go ahead to also take my neck width. So for this I'm going to be using 3 inches. So I'm going to come to where I marked out my sleeve extension. I came down by 1.5 inches. I'm going to connect it to the neck width. This is to slope the shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to take this line all the way down. Okay, with my straight ruler I'm going to mark it all the way down to the hem of the fabric, and after I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead to cut out the excess fabric. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're enjoying this tutorial so far, please kindly give me a thumbs up, hit on the subscribe button. It is absolutely free. Thank you. So after I'm done doing that, we're going to work on the neck depth. Okay, so for the back I'm going to be coming down by 10 inches. That's how deep I want the back to be. So you can go ahead to make yours deeper, or you can also reduce yours. And for the front I'm going to come down by 7 inches. Like I said earlier, that is how I want mine to be. So if you want to alter yours, you can just go ahead and do that. So after that is done, I'm going to use my stretch ruler to also go ahead to connect the front and the back neck depth, and I will cut out the front, cut out the shoulder as well, leaving about 1/2 inch for joining the 2 shoulders together. I will separate the back from the front, and after separating the back from the front, I will go ahead to cut out the back neckline, and this is what it looks like. So the next step is to cut out your facing and the choker we have around the back neckline. Okay, so for the choker you're going to measure what you have, the wideness of what you have around the neck. My fabric is in a fold of 2. The length of what I have here is 2.5 inches. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch to turn my choker, and the wideness is 9 inches. Okay, so I prefer to have excess fabric than to have shortage of fabric. For my facing, I folded this piece of fabric into 2. My fabric was no longer enough, so I'm going to be using this piece of fabric to create a facing. So it's in a fold of 2, and I'm going to go ahead to mark out a line diagonally like this, as you can see what I'm doing. After marking it out, I'm going to go ahead to stitch it like this, and I'll be doing 2 of these for both the front and the back. So after sewing it, I cut out the excess I have there. You can see I created 2 of these, and this is what it will look like. So I'm going to use it to create my facing. But if you have enough fabric, you don't need to follow this step. You just go ahead and cut out your facing. Hope that is clear. I'm going to use it to turn my neckline. As you can see, I'm going to stitch by 1/2 inch. I'll do that for the front and the back. So after sewing, this is the front. You can see how neat it is, and this is the back. So that is what I have after sewing the neckline, and this is what the choker is looking like. So I went ahead to turn it and iron it out properly. So I'm going to place it like this. Make sure your fabric is very flat, okay? And we also leave 1/2 inch on the shoulder area, okay, before you place your choker, in order to join the front and the back shoulders together, okay? So I'm going to go ahead to stitch the choker. You can just go ahead and pin it down before you stitch. So after that, I'll also go ahead to sew my 2 shoulders together. You can see after sewing everything I explained earlier together, this is what it looks like. The next I'm going to do is to turn my fabric right side facing right side, and I will arrange everything out properly. Remember, we've not worked on the sleeve, and that is what we are going to do right now, okay? So make sure your fabric is very flat. You arrange properly, okay? The next I'm going to do is to come down by 10 inches from my shoulder line. I'm going to come down by 10 inches. That is how open I want the sleeve to be. After coming down by 10 inches, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inches, as you can see. So you make sure everything is equal, the front and the back are equal, okay? So I'm going to go ahead to slit the 1.5 inches I went in by, like this. I will also repeat the same thing on this side. So come down by 10 inches and you mark, and on the 10 inches I came down by, I went in by 1.5 inches. I will go ahead to slit the 1.5 inches open like this. So after I'm done doing that, I'm going to open my fabric up like this, so you can see the slit we made. You can see it. So I'm going to go ahead to fold the slit like this. So you go ahead to fold it once and fold again. So I'm going to go ahead to sew up to where the other slit is, okay? Hope you understand. From here I'm going to sew it up to where the other slit is. So I'll go ahead to do that, and I'll bring back to show you the next thing to do. After I was done sewing, you can see this is what I have. So you can see the excess fabric I have there, okay? So that is what we are going to use to sew the side together. So you're going to place them right side facing right side again, and go ahead to sew on that excess fabric you have left. Make sure you sew very closely, okay? So it's as simple as that. You go ahead to sew all the way down, and after I'm done doing that, I'll also go ahead to fold the hem of my dress, okay? I'm going to hem the down part, and yeah, we are done doing all that. This is what I have. You can see how beautiful this dress has turned out. Guys, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to give me a thumbs up and also share so it will get to larger audience, okay? Thank you for watching. Bye.